What if I told you one normal school trip, one day full of excitement, laughter, pictures, memories, could turn into a silent grave in less than 60 seconds? No warning that feels real, no time to escape. Just one moment where everything changes. Now imagine this, a group of students laughing, throwing snow at each other, enjoying the mountains, completely unaware that beneath their feet, something massive is about to move. Now here's the question, how do you know when nature is about to turn against you? Because the scariest part about avalanches is not their power, it's their unpredictability. Now imagine standing there. The snow looks calm, peaceful, untouched, like nothing could ever go wrong. But deep under that surface, layers of snow are stacked, unstable, waiting, and all it takes is one small trigger, one vibration, one shift. Now ask yourself, would you even notice the warning signs? Because most people don't. Now imagine hearing a sound, faint at first, like a crack, distant, almost ignorable. And for a second, no one reacts because it doesn't sound dangerous. Yet, but then, it happens again, louder this time, sharper, and suddenly, the ground feels different. Now think about that moment, when your brain starts connecting the dots, when confusion turns into fear. Now imagine someone looking up and seeing it, a massive wall of snow, breaking loose, moving, accelerating, coming straight towards you. Now ask yourself, how fast can you react when something that powerful is already moving? Because avalanches don't give you time. They don't wait. They don't slow down. Now imagine people starting to run, shouting, panic spreading instantly. But here's the truth. You can't outrun an avalanche. It moves faster than anything you can do. Now imagine the sound, loud, overwhelming, like the entire mountain is collapsing. And in that moment, fear becomes real. Now think about what you would do. Freeze, run, scream. Because whatever you choose, it might not be enough. Now imagine the snow hitting. Not soft, not gentle, but violent, heavy, unstoppable, knocking you off your feet instantly. And in seconds, everything goes dark. Now ask yourself, what happens after that? When you're no longer running, no longer standing, just buried. Now imagine being trapped under snow, unable to move, unable to see, your body compressed, your chest tight, your breathing restricted. And this is where the real nightmare begins. Because surviving an avalanche isn't about the impact. It's about what comes after. Now imagine trying to move your arms, your legs, but the snow around you is packed, solid, like concrete, and you realize you're stuck completely. Now think about breathing. Every inhale feels harder, the air limited, cold, and slowly running out. Now ask yourself, how long could you survive without enough oxygen? Because time is not on your side. Now imagine the silence after the chaos. No voices, no movement, just stillness and your own heartbeat. Now here's the terrifying part. The snow around you is not loose, it's compressed, making even the smallest movement almost impossible. Now imagine trying to scream, but your voice doesn't carry. The snow absorbs the sound, trapping it with you. Now think about the others, your friends, your classmates, buried somewhere nearby. But you can't see them. You can't reach them. You don't even know if they're alive. Now ask yourself, how do you stay calm when panic is the only thing you feel? Because panic uses oxygen, and oxygen is the one thing you're running out of. Now imagine your mind racing, trying to remember what to do, how to survive. But fear keeps interrupting your thoughts. Now here's where survival becomes mental, not just physical. Now imagine creating a small space in front of your face, trying to preserve air, trying to slow your breathing, because every second matters. Now think about how quickly hope can fade when you're trapped, alone, in complete darkness. And the worst part, you don't know how deep you are, or how long it will take for help to arrive. And what happens next? is where survival becomes a race against time. Now imagine this. Minutes have passed, maybe more, but it feels like hours. Because when you're buried under snow, time doesn't feel normal. It stretches, slows, and every second feels heavier than the last. Now here's the question. How long can a human survive under avalanche snow? Because this is where reality becomes brutal. Most survivors are found within minutes. After that, chances drop fast. Now imagine your breathing getting shorter, your chest tighter, the air around you becoming stale. And now, panic starts to rise again. Now ask yourself, can you control your fear when your survival depends on it? Because one wrong reaction, one moment of panic, can use up the oxygen you need. Now imagine trying to stay still, forcing your body to conserve energy, but your mind refusing to calm down. Now think about the darkness, complete, absolute. No light, no sense of direction, and slowly, your brain starts to lose clarity. Now here's the terrifying part. People who are buried often don't know which way is up because disorientation takes over. Now imagine trying to move, just a little, hoping to find space, but the snow doesn't give. It holds you in place, like a cage. Now ask yourself, what would you do if you couldn't move at all? Now imagine rescue teams arriving, searching, calling out, using equipment, trying to locate survivors. But here's the problem. They don't know exactly where you are, and time is running out. Now think about that. Help is close, but not close enough. Now imagine your body getting colder, the temperature dropping, your energy fading. And now, another danger appears. Hypothermia, slowly shutting your body down. Now ask yourself, which is worse, running out of oxygen or losing heat? Because both are happening at the same time. Now imagine your thoughts slowing, your reactions weaker, your body preparing to shut down. And this is where many people lose. Not because they didn't try, but because their body couldn't keep going. Now imagine hearing something faint, distant, a sound, maybe voices, maybe digging, and suddenly, hope returns. But it's fragile, uncertain. Now think about how powerful hope can be, even in the darkest moments. Now imagine rescuers getting closer, the sound louder, clearer, and every second feels like a lifetime. Now ask yourself, will they reach you in time? Because survival now depends on seconds. Now imagine light breaking through, small at first, then brighter, hands reaching in, pulling you out. And in that moment, everything changes. Fear turns into relief, darkness turns into light, and survival becomes real. Now think about that journey from a normal day to chaos, to being buried alive, and back to life again, all in minutes. And maybe that's the biggest truth. That danger doesn't always look dangerous. That the most peaceful places can become the most deadly. And survival is not just about strength. It's about awareness, timing, and the will to hold on, even when everything feels lost. Because when the mountain moves, you don't get a second chance. You only get one moment, and what you do in that moment decides everything.